It's family hour. There must be something on.
Oh, wow! Candy critter!
Oh!
Oh, great. It's Monsters, our favorite show.
It's starting.
You resign?
Well, what choice do I have? You'd have mated me in 2 moves.
What? Yes, I suppose I would have.
Howard, you might at least have the decency to pretend you know what you're doing.
Actually, I thought you played rather well in the beginning.
That beginning, I'll have you know, was the classic Capablanca opening, which you destroyed in 1 move.
An accident, I assure you.
Dash it all, Howard. I mean, your middle game is haphazard at best. Your end game is a shambles. I mean, look at that board. It looks like a dog's dinner. How do you do it?
Frederick, you're by far the better player. But I suspect I'll always beat you because you're afraid of me.
Poppycock.
It's that you play mathematically, whereas I play instinctively. I really don't know what I'm doing. And if I can't guess what my next move will be, neither, it follows, can you. The trick is, I suppose, to expect the unexpected. As I constantly tell my students, the only thing we know for certain in this life is that we know very little. The human mind, Frederick, such a vast and untapped resource. We've got to keep it open at all times.
Intellectual poppycock.
If you say so, old friend.
This blessed weather. I'm afraid our fishing weekend is a complete washout. I've invited you here under false pretenses. I do apologize.
Not at all. It's grand to see you again.
I checked the forecast. I even checked the almanac. There hasn't been a storm this time of year in over a century. Even in winter, I've never seen it this bad. Well, that's odd. Bless me, that's odd. The village is in complete darkness. There's no light to be seen.
Well, perhaps the electricity's out.
Except for the generator for my X-ray machine, there is no electricity on this island. I don't like this, Howard.
Someone's coming.
Where? I don't see.
Not from the village, from the other side, from the beach.
I didn't hear anything.
Did I? I sensed someone. Something.
What are you talking about? It's Henry Wells. What is it?
The pain, it's like flies, like acid, it's eating my brain. Doctor, I'm sorry I had to come. You were the only one left. The door, shut the door. It was right behind me. Oh God, I can't stand it. It's eating out my brain.
Bolted.
No.
Now, help me with it.
It's not fair. Not fair. I want my brain back. Man can't be in 2 places at once. Oh, fair. Not fair. I want my brain back.
What did he say? Something about his brain being eaten out.
Well, the man's drunk, obviously. There isn't a mark on him, not a mark. Oh, my God.
Surely he's been shot.
Of course he has. Drunken fool. Eating his brain, indeed. Move that lamp closer, would you? It's not a bullet wound. There's no tearing, no bleeding. Strange characteristics. Could be either an entry or an exit wound.
Or both.
Enormous tissue loss. Can't see a blessed thing. Give me a hand with him here, would you?
Well, that's new, isn't it?
Just got it. It's the only one this side of Boston General. No choice, really. Most of my practice is setting the bones of these drunken fishermen.
How does it work? Radioactivity?
Yes. The radioactive isotope inside this lead housing here. The gamma rays are projected through this lens here onto this fluoroscope screen. Watch.
I don't see any bullet, do you?
He has no brain. His skull is completely empty.
Turn it off! Turn it off! I stay off!
There was a time that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again to push us from our stools. Macbeth.
This is impossible. We know this is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. I myself in France. I've never spoken of this.
During the war,
we were pinned down on the beach. An enemy shell went over very close. Someone screamed and I looked up. A soldier was running towards me. The shell had taken his head clean. Clean. As he ran past me, my hair stood on end. You see, the neck was still there, the throat, the vocal cords intact. And he was screaming. He ran for 100 yards and stopped, but he didn't fall. He sort of turned back to look at me. Look at me with what? Then he sat down gently and died. We know nothing, Frederick. Nothing. Let us see if we can learn something. Mr. Wells. Henry. Can you hear me? Can you tell us what happened? Do you remember?
The light. Big light by Mulligan Point. We all thought some poor ship had run aground. All ran to see if we could help.
a ship. Is it still there? Howard, we must go down there. There may be people injured.
Where is everyone now?
Gone. All gone. I'm the last. You're the last.
Tell me about the light.
Bright light. Bright ship up in the sky. Then it opened up. It looked like a tunnel of fire 1,000 miles long. Then it came out. Do you know, it can walk on water. It can walk on the trees. It made the lightning.
What, Henry? Who?
The thing, of course. The eye.
Tell us what happened to your head. How did you...
I ran. I left the others, ran into Mulligan Wood. But it was there already, up in the trees.
It walks on the trees?
It froze me in the light. It reached down and touched my head. Light as a feather it was. I don't know how long. When I woke up, I was running here.
Here, to this house?
I could see the house, but I could also see myself running from up high. Oh, God, no! Make it stop!
There is something there, Frederick. Look.
I want to x-ray him again.
No, not the X-ray. I think it hurts him terribly.
There is something. Those tweezers. Get them quick. No, the longer ones. Quickly.
It knows what you're doing, Doctor. Please. Not deeper. Don't go deeper. It's too close. Don't touch. Don't touch it!
He's dead.
He was dead before he came here. He's been dead all along.
Like your soldier.
I am speaking to the creature now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear.
Where are you?
I am up high.
In the trees?
Trees? Yes. What is called this place?
Mulligan Wood?
House. I see the house now coming near. Nearly. Yes.
My dear God, it's on the roof. Skylight. It's in the upstairs room. Howard, it's inside the house. Howard! On Earth?
Be careful, Frederick! Careful!
It's no good, it's solid.
Howard! Help me! For God's sake! How did you know?
I didn't, I guessed. It hurt him. He and that thing upstairs are somehow one and the same.
What on earth was it?
It isn't anything on Earth, Frederick. Whatever it is, it's come a long way, and I think it means business. I suppose that thing down by Mulligan Point is some sort of spaceship.
What are you talking about?
Show me the isotope. What? The radioactive isotope. Show me.
Are you mad? Direct exposure would be suicide.
If only we could entice it down here. I know what we need.
What? Howard, that thing is upstairs.
It isn't going anywhere. Have you heard it move since we forced it to retreat?
Well, no, but...
Have you noticed something else? The storm.
Good Lord, it's past.
For the moment. The creature doesn't need it anymore.
What are you saying?
I didn't say it. Wells did. It made the lightning. To conceal its arrival, probably.
It made the storm? You can't be serious.
I'm perfectly serious. Frederick, Anything capable of eating its way through the vastness of space to get here is certainly capable of that. And more than capable of eating its way through the space inside a man's skull.
Ah, what was that thing?
Transmitter of some kind.
What?
It planted one in Wells' head, almost planted another in yours. I think the brain isn't so much taken out as sent out, transmitted.
Like a radio?
Exactly. Except that this radio can somehow transmit matter. In this case, gray matter.
Howard, I failed to see the humor in this. I was almost...
Forgive me, old friend, it's gallows humor. That thing is waiting for us to make the first move. But what that move is, I don't know. Do you?
You were right. We know nothing, do we? Why would anything want a human brain when we ourselves don't know how to use them?
Oh, you dear man, I think you've hit it. Last time I was here, we spoke of this, remember? The EEG, the machine that measures brain waves. What's the current thesis?
That we humans barely use 10% of our brain capacity, 90% is unused.
Aha.
We don't know how to use the human brain, but it does. You do, don't you?
Frederick.
If we knew how to fully utilize the human brain, what would we be capable of?
Such a brain would have no limit. It could encompass all knowledge.
Exactly. Such a brain would be a prize indeed. Imagine further that the human brain is the only instrument of its kind in the universe. Such a prize would be worth traveling light years to harvest, wouldn't it?
Indeed it would!
Good! That was to be expected.
Does this come off, do you know? Muhammad won't come to the mountain.
Aha, you're worried, aren't you?
There's enough gas in the generator for about half an hour.
Let us pray that's enough to save the world. Put aside your Hippocratic oath, dear doctor. We're about to commit murder.
It's gone. Oh my God. Look out! You exposed yourself to the radioactive isotope. For me.
For both of us. For all of us. I had the foolish notion that I alone could prevent a biblical prophecy from coming true. Now there shall come a darkness on the face of the land, and the beasts shall inherit the earth.
The beasts?
I made one fatal mistake. I stupidly assumed that the creature came all that distance, alone. One last game. I think you might actually win this one.